Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Good morning students. Today we are going to study about a topic called human digestive system. In the previous session we studied about autotrophic nutrition, that is a process of photosynthesis in plants. So today we are going to study about the heterotrophic nutrition, that is a type of holozoic nutrition in humans. So let us study about the human digestive system. Children, in the human digestive system, different organs and different body parts are involved in the process of digestion. So what are the different body parts and organs that are involved? Let us discuss in detail. So first, let us study about the alimentary canal. So what is alimentary canal? Okay, a long tube structure, a tube from mouth to anus. A tube from mouth to anus, we call it as for children alimentary canal. So this is what the diagram of our human alimentary canal. So let us try to label the parts. So it is buccal cavity. So these are the different parts. So here we have pharynx. Okay, so long tube-like structure called esophagus. Okay, stomach. Are you following, children? Liver, pancreas, so small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So these are the different parts that are involved in the human digestive system. Let us have a detailed discussion about each and every part of our human digestive system. Let us start first with buccal cavity. So buccal cavity, children. So buccal cavity consists of teeth, tongue, okay, and a jaw. So we have a lower jaw and upper jaw and salivary glands, which are very important one. Okay, children. So what is the function of teeth? When we talk about teeth, so that helps in mastication process. What is mastication process? Chewing of food. Okay, chewing of food with the help of saliva is called as a mastication process. So it helps in the mastication process. So food is completely mixed. Okay, it is mixed thoroughly with saliva. Is it clear, children? Okay, so in our mouth, buccal cavity, we have salivary glands. Okay, so these salivary glands, they secretes saliva. Is it clear for everyone, children? Those salivary glands secrete saliva. So what is the function of saliva? So helps in mastication process, as I said you, helps in mastication process. Okay, and it contains an enzyme. So it contains an enzyme called salivary amylase. So what this salivary amylase will do? It acts on carbohydrates. So it acts on carbohydrates, converts carbohydrates to sugars, simple sugars, that is maltose. So this is done with the help of salivary amylase. Okay, children, is it clear for everyone? This is what happens in our buccal cavity. With the help of teeth, food is thoroughly mixed, grinded, chewed with the help of saliva. Okay, and lower jaw helps in the process of mastication. With the help of tongue, food is thoroughly mixed up in our mouth. So this is what happens in our buccal cavity. Then from buccal cavity, with the help of tongue, the food is pushed back into a long tube-like structure called esophagus. The next part of our digestive system is pharynx. So it contains a flap-like structure called epiglottis, children. So this is very important one. Why? Because this epiglottis prevents the entry of food in respiratory tract. Why? Because from buccal cavity, so there is a common passage, both from there air and oxygen enters through pharynx. So in a pharynx we have a flap like structure. So this flap like structure called epiglottis. Okay, so what this flap like structure will do, will prevent the entry of food into the respiratory tract. So from there the food passes into a long tube like structure called oesophagus. Let us discuss about oesophagus. Is it clear for everyone, children, about buccal cavity and about pharynx? Okay, now let us discuss about esophagus. Part of our digestive system is esophagus. So esophagus helps in passage of food. Is it clear? It helps in the passage of food. Okay, so here you can see the diagram very clearly. This tube like structure is called as an esophagus. Okay, so here the second point you can write. So upper part of esophagus. Upper part consists of pharynx. Okay, this is what we call here pharynx. We have an upper part. Lower part of our esophagus consists of stomach. Okay, so it is called food pipe. Why? Because it is a common passage. It is called food pipe. So a movement called peristaltic movement. With the help of peristaltic movement, the food moves forward. So what is peristaltic movement? Here you can see very clearly the long tube like structure we call as an esophagus. Here what happens, this esophagus wall is made up of muscles. So these walls of muscles of esophagus, they undergo contraction and relaxation. Because of that contraction and relaxation, what happens, a wave like movement. So in this way we can find it out here like this, a wave like movement is produced. Because of this wave like movement, what happens, now this food moves forward. Food moves forward to the stomach. Okay, so that movement we call what, peristaltic movement. Because of that peristaltic movement, the food moves forward in the esophagus. Is it clear for everyone? Okay, the next part of our digestive system is from esophagus the food passes into stomach. Okay, so let us discuss what happens in our stomach actually. So stomach, it's a bag like structure. So you have to remember it is a bag like structure. Okay, it contains sphincters. Okay, it contains what we call sphincters. So what are those sphincters are called? So we have two sphincters in the stomach. One is cardiac and pyloric. So what this cardiac will do, cardiac will prevent, okay, backward flow of food. Backward flow of food. And the pyloric sphincter is found in the posterior region of our stomach. At the anterior region you can find here cardiac stomach. Okay, so here this is what we call here cardiac stomach, and here at the bottom here we have pyloric stomach. Is it clear for everyone, children? So here are walls of, so stomach also undergoes contraction and relaxation, contraction and relaxation. Because of that, what happens, a peristaltic movement is also created in our stomach. Okay, so we have in our stomach a glands called gastric glands are present. Okay, the glands which are present in our stomach, gastric glands. Okay, they secrete gastric juice. What they secrete, children? Gastric juice. Okay, so this gastric juice consists of, gastric juice contains HCl enzyme. Okay, what is that enzyme that we generally called pepsin? Okay, so what this pepsin will do, it acts on proteins. So it acts on proteins and converts proteins to peptones. So this is a function. Okay, that what happens in our stomach. Is it clear for everyone, children? So after here, the digestion of food completes in the stomach nearly here, then the food passes into a small intestine. So is it clear for everyone, children? Our stomach here, whatever the diagram that which you see, so our stomach. Is it clear, children? The diagram which you see, this is about the stomach. Our stomach consists of, upper part consists of cardiac sphincters and lower part consists of pyloric sphincters. Our stomach is a bag-like structure. Okay, so it undergoes contraction and relaxation. Because of that, what happens? Food thoroughly get mixes with the HCl, gastric juice, and enzyme called pepsin. So that enzyme pepsin acts on proteins and converts to peptones. This is what happens in the stomach. And then after, okay, when the digestion in the stomach is near to complete, the pyloric sphincter get opens and allows the food to move into small intestine. Okay, the next part of digestion takes place in small intestine. So the next part of our digestion from stomach, food enters into the small intestine. So children, remember, small intestine is the largest part of our alimentary canal. It is largest part of our alimentary canal. Okay, so it differentiated into three parts. Our small intestine is differentiated into three parts. So those parts are duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. So these are the three parts. So duodenum is the upper part of our stomach, that is small intestine. Jejunum is the middle part, and it is the lastmost part of our small intestine. So duodenum, let us first discuss about duodenum. So duodenum, the stomach opens into the duodenum. So this duodenum receives bile juice and pancreatic juice. On the right and left side of duodenum, so there is a liver and pancreas, as we discussed above in the diagram. Okay, so this bile, what it releases? A juice called bile juice. Pancreas releases pancreatic juice. So let us discuss what is the role of liver and pancreas. So first of all, liver. Okay, so before in the stomach, our food is in acidic in nature. Due to the release of bile juice and pancreatic juice, the food converts into alkaline in nature. Okay, it is alkaline in nature. Bile juice are alkaline in nature. Okay, so what this liver will transport? Liver transports bile juice into duodenum with the help of an opening called bile duct. With the help of bile duct, right, it transports bile juice into the duodenum. So what is the function of this bile juice? What it will do? Okay, bile juice acts on fats. Okay, converts to smaller fat globules, which is very important one. It converts to smaller fat globules. Such a process we called emulsification. So you have to remember, children, this liver, it consists of no enzyme. Okay, so no enzymes are present in bile juice, no enzymes. Okay, then so the next part is pancreas. So the pancreas secretes, okay, pancreatic juice into the duodenum. What they will do? They secretes pancreatic juice into duodenum. Okay, so with the help of a duct called pancreatic duct. So liver secretes what, beta? Yes, it secretes bile juice with the help of bile duct. In the same way, pancreas secretes pancreatic juice through the bile duct, and this pancreatic juice contains an enzymes. Okay, different enzymes are present. Contains enzymes like pancreatic amylase, lipase, and trypsin. So what this amylase will do? It acts on carbohydrates. Okay, children. So lipase acts on fats and trypsin acts on proteins. Okay, is it clear for everyone? And these carbohydrates will convert to maltose, fats get converted to fatty acids, okay, and proteins get converted to peptones. This is what happens, okay, by the pancreatic juice. Okay, we have one more juice called intestinal juice. The walls of our intestine also produces a juice called intestinal juice. Okay, intestinal juice, everything is happens in small intestine. The complete digestion of food takes place in small intestine. So our intestinal juice, it is secreted by intestinal glands. Okay, and our intestinal juice contains an enzyme called peptidase. So enzyme called peptidase. What this peptidase will do? Peptidase acts on peptidase acts on peptides. Okay, convert those peptides to amino acids. So this is how the process of digestion takes place in small intestine. After the complete digestion of food in the small intestine, the food has to be absorbed. So that takes place with the help of a numerous finger-like projections called villi, which is very important when children. So what is villi? Villi, our small intestine contains numerous finger-like projections. Those finger-like villi. Our villi is surrounded by blood capillaries and lymph nodes. Okay, so after the digestion of food, what happened? Absorption takes place with the help of villi. So what happens with the villi? It absorbs food. So absorption of food takes place in villi. Okay, and it increases the surface area of absorption. Increases surface area of absorption. So what happens if villi is not present in the small intestine? No absorption of food takes place. What is absorption of food? Transportation of food from digestive system to the circulatory system. That is done with the help of villi. Okay, so here the complete digestion takes place. After the complete digestion of food in the small intestine, the food passes into the next part of our digestive system called large intestine. Undigested food from small intestine passes into large intestine. Okay, so here in the large intestine, what happened? When undigested food passes into the large intestine, absorption of water takes place from undigested food. If any undigested food is left over in the large intestine, if any water molecules are left over, they are absorbed again. And now that undigested food forms a semi-solid form called feces, or it is also called as stool. Now that stool is expelled out, right, by anus. And these anus are guarded by anal sphincters. Is it clear for everyone, children? So such a process of expulsion of waste from our body, this we called a defecation. Okay, so what is happening in the villi? So villi absorption is taking place. So what happening in the process from stomach to small intestine, right? So digestion of food substance is taking place. So what is happening in the mouth? Intake of food substances taking place, that is called ingestion. So these four are the very important steps in the process of digestion of food. Hope you have understood this process of digestion or human digestive system. Is it clear for everyone, children? So please do practice about that human digestive system. Okay, so hope you have understood this class. So if you have understood this class, please children do like it, share it and subscribe it. Do not forget to press the bell icon to get the latest notifications of our videos. Thank you children. Have a good day.